Want to talk about any opinionating you've been doing?
Finances is always
it's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's hard not to notice where you are.
Right.
And you don't want to lie about it because that seems wrong. In other words, you got to face the music. Yeah? No. As you stay twirled up in where you are, you can't move from it. So let's take that subject, finances. So just give us a brief scenario of what's going on when you have that feeling. Too many bills to pay for the money that's there? Imbalance in your financial situation?
Yeah. Not getting paid enough to do the work that I'm doing.
Not being fairly paid?
I guess so, yeah. Yeah.
Not getting what I deserve, but what my opinion is.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion is. Let's put it in another way. We've never said this before. My opinion is, my point of attraction is, my opinion is, my point of attraction is, my opinion is, my point of attraction is. Or my intention, my point of attraction is. It's just where you're focused. So recently, not that long ago, we began describing much more effectively the law of attraction in this way. It's a mechanism, something always working, like an engine always working. The field of attraction. And I'm stepping into it with my opinion. And it is validating my opinion every time. Yikes. I'm stepping into the field of attraction with my opinion, and the law of attraction is validating it. Law of attraction, I hate you. Can't you make me the one exception in this universe and give me a break? So what about realizing that I'm going to step into a new segment of life? New segment. You walk into a room, it's a new segment. You answer the phone, it's a new segment. Somebody else walks into the room, it's a new segment. You get in your car, it's a new segment. In other words, a new segment. Things are changing a little bit, a new segment. As I'm stepping into this new segment, I'm stepping into this atmosphere, this mechanism of the law of attraction. How am I presenting myself? Did I get ready to step into it? Or did I just get in my car and get 2 miles away before I realized I didn't have my phone? How intentional am I as I step into this segment? And we don't just mean by bringing all the stuff with you that you meant to bring. We mean how vibrationally prepared am I for what law of attraction is going to do to me as soon as it gets hold of me. We don't want to make the law of attraction sound scary, but it is intense and it is always accurate. And so if you think about stepping into this field, this attraction field, and I'm happy. I've been intending. I'm looking forward to things. I've been basking. I've been making lists of easy existing matches. I feel good about myself and I'm stepping in to this field of attraction. Guess what's going to happen? So our question to you is, do you want to offer something? And let's apply this simple technique and see how it moves. So something happens and I feel how? Use the subject of money if you want to.
Sure, yeah. Finance of money.
Take it to that place where you know the work you're doing is worth more than you're getting for it. Because that's an opinion that you've been working on for a while. And you're not wrong about it. You deserve much more than you're getting. You're not wrong about that. Start with something like that if you can find it.
Well, I go to work and I'm an AV technician, and we've got a group of guys, and of course they all have the same opinion. And we talk about what do the union people, the union hands make, and it's so much more than we make, and we're working for a large company and they bring in billions of dollars a year, yet why don't we see any of that?
All right, so you can understand that's not locked in, but it's strong. It's a strong momentum, strong opinions, and everything that you said is logical. No inaccuracies offered here. Just nothing that serves you. You didn't say anything that serves you at all. Because all of it is pushing against this thing I do not want. Pushing against this thing I do not want in a universe where there's no exclusion. There's no such thing as get away from me this thing I do not want. There's only inclusion. So that's why those opinions, even though they're valid and correct, are not working for you or for anyone. And so my opinion is all of this stuff that I just said. And what is my intention? What's my intention? Sometimes it takes a minute to break loose of one and do the other, but just what's my intention around all of that?
Maybe find a perspective.
You can stay right on the subject. You don't have to go right to, I can do better and I'll apply this stuff better. You can stay right on the subject. My intention is to come home at the end of the day and feel really satisfied with how it went. My intention is to receive my paycheck and feel like smiling because it's commensurate. It equals what I deserve. It equals what I deserve. I did that and I got this, and this is a good thing. I like that. My intention is to figure this out. My intention is to be in the right place at the right time, so to speak. My intention is to be someone who is paid well for what I do. My intention is to love what I do. My intention is to be so good at what I do that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about it. I know I'm really good at what I do. I intend to feel about my work the way my inner being feels about my work. My intention is to figure out how my inner being feels about my work. My intention is to figure this out. Oh, wait, when I feel negative emotion, that's a clue. My inner being thinks differently.
Yeah.
So you say some things if you can.
My intention is to go to the treehouse, our tech office. Maybe I show up there when everyone's laughing about something.
My intention is to have excellent timing.
Yes.
My intention is for the law of attraction to show me evidence of my improved vibration. My intention is to feel about this subject, the whole of which is my work and how I'm being compensated for it. My intention is to feel about that subject the way I feel when I'm on a project and an idea comes to me and I know it is new and innovative and I implement it and I feel high because I know that the clarity that flowed through me was something that was even otherworldly. I like knowing how good I am at that part of my job, and I'm looking forward to being equally good at this part of it, this expectant part of it. One time, it's going to sound off the subject, but it isn't, several years ago, someone sat in the hot seat and they were wanting to sell their house, and it had been on the market for quite a long time, and it wasn't selling. And this person explained that it was worn out and run down and too small for his family and so forth. And so we said, do you remember what it was like when you first moved into that house? And he said, yes, we bought it when it was new, but there was no landscaping. It was really bare bones, but it was just right for our little family. And we said, what else? Tell us what else about those really early days. And he said, well, I remember going every weekend. We'd go to the nursery and we'd buy another plant, whatever we could afford, but it was usually only 1 or 2 bushes. And as a family, we'd plant them. And we said, what else do you remember? And I remember being happy in the house. I remember feeling good in the house. It was good for us for a long time. And we said, now think about the 2 different vibrational advertisements that you are emitting into the atmosphere. We weren't using the terminology that we're using today then. In these days, we would say, think about how you're presenting yourself to the field of attraction and the real estate market. Think about how you're presenting yourself. I've got this dump that we don't like that's worn out and is too small. Come and buy it. Or this may very well be the perfect house for your young family. And in those days, there was more interaction between Jerry and Esther and groups like this because everything was smaller and easier for them to manage. They got a letter from that person 1 week later that the house sold. 1 week later, once the point of attraction shifted, once they presented themselves not just to the real estate market, they presented themselves to the field of attraction. We think you've got it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.